It's called the Praying Personalities Quiz, and people can access that at prayingpersonalities.com. And it really helps you understand a little bit more about what your natural praying style might be, given your God-given personality, given the journey you're in right now, given your history, your culture, and your background, and so forth. So it's 20 simple questions simply to ultimately lead the reader of the book or someone taking the quiz to, find out what could be some ways that I haven't thought about before to pray, that might be a natural praying style. For me, that's prayer walking.
Sure.
For prayer walking. And prayer walking has taught me that wherever I am, there's a need for prayer. It's created this sort of awareness that, that God is all around. He's at work. And so that led to kind of an understanding that, again, wherever I am, there's a need for prayer. So there will be a natural kind of praying style, I think, for any of us to kind of discover. And it's kind of an exciting process. And I offer hundreds of different ideas I call prayer pointers as well.
So when you have the outcome of this praying personality quiz, what are some of the, the different styles that you identify as a result of this?
They do match up with some of the actual personality profiles that you might see out there. And we need to remember those are man-created theories.
Sure.
Right? The best way to understand ourselves is to allow God's word to reflect into our lives. But there are 4 praying personalities, and the first is the problem solver. That we're very task-oriented, we're very to-do-oriented during the day. We love checking things off our list. So I see God as my problem solver. But the very, very outgoing person that typically someone might call sanguine is the friend of God. So this person, when, she walks into a room, there's a party, and she sees prayer as an opportunity to be with other people, and she's very relational. So she that's why she calls God her best friend, And then there's the peace seeker. The peace seeker goes to prayer for the purpose of peace. Very introverted kind of person. And then there's also the devotional praying style that I call the organized prayer or the lamenter.
Well, I think when one considers this, for instance, the sanguine personality, it's a very interesting connection here, because you think about somebody that is that sanguine personality, kind of the poster child for that. There's a biblical character that I'm thinking about that I think typifies that so well. And that, of course, would be none other than Peter. Wanting to be, like you say, the friend of God, and, kind of demonstrable, but also a bit headstrong and flighty and, and such as that. So if someone is kind of built in that way, how would taking this survey and identifying as such, how would that help that person improve his or her prayer life?
I think this kind of person loves the idea of relationship. My oldest daughter is this way. She much rather would have conversation with someone than to fold the laundry, for example. A simple thing. So if you see group opportunities as opportunities to pray together, that's wonderful. So I'm thinking like a mom in a van. She's got 6 kids. They have to drive for an hour to a game or something like that. She starts something like popcorn prayer. Josiah, will you start the prayer, and then you get to call on someone to pray. And so the whole family participates in that, that time with God in the van instead of fighting.
And yes, that's a much better use of time. So what if you're the fold the laundry person? Would that be the person that perhaps is in that 4th category, maybe a bit more organized? And how can we kind of corral that type of organization into a more effective prayer life?
Well, this kind of person is probably not someone that I necessarily identify with, but this person might journal her prayers.
Okay.
Because she's very emotional and she needs to lay it all out on paper. Or she might have an organized system, such as a notebook, ways to pray on Sunday, ways to pray on Monday, ways to pray on Tuesday. She also might have like a war room, a prayer closet that she might go to. That's her special place away from the world because she's very introverted.